Well, hello again. Hello again. Hello again. Honestly, I don't even know what to say. I am at a loss for words. It has been 2 years since I have been on my YouTube channel. 2 years, and a lot has happened in 2 years. My last video on my channel was the Spider-Man video right before No Way Home came out. My last video was right after I graduated high school. Lord, that was my last video right after I graduated high school. And now I'm 20 years old, whoop whoop, and I am no longer living in Maryland. What? If you know me, then you know that I'm living back in Michigan, in my home state of Michigan. So yeah, that's that. I've been trying to go to school. Well, not even trying. I've been going to school. I've been trying to get my life together. That's what I've been trying. I've been trying to get my life together. I've been doing a lot. I've been learning a lot of new things. I finally, like those who know me know, I was trying to be in my famous era for a little bit. I got a little work to go. I started crocheting. That's a hobby that I took up, like a really big hobby that I took up actually.
I actually am going to take the chance to promote my new crochet page. Please go follow. I just made it. Thank you.
It's been a lot going on in my life, to be honest. But I told myself that I wanted to get back on my YouTube channel and I wanted to start grinding. I kind of just wanted to get back on my YouTube channel just to kind of use as an outlet or whatever. I've been trying to figure out the direction I wanted my channel to go, and I think I've kind of settled on what I want it to be. I think I'm gonna mostly be doing video essays, things like that, movie reviews, TV reviews. I want to do reactions. I do not have the resources for it yet. I have a computer for editing and things like that, but baby, we is still stuck in my high school days when I was recording on my iPad. My iPad still works after 6 years, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I'm very happy to be back on my channel. And I'm excited. I'm excited for everything that I have upcoming. So, and I found that I gauged a lot of my progress in my life looking through YouTube. I could always kind of tell what stage of life I was in when I looked back at my old YouTube videos. Lots of them are private now because it doesn't go with the overall theme that I want of my channel. To be honest, I don't know if I'll have a consistent schedule just yet, because I watch a ton of content, but making video essays and video diaries and things like that, I can blab, but I want it to be a very structured blab for me. So yeah, that's what the channel is going to consist of. I also want it to be a little bit to chronicle my acting journey. Your girl has dipped her toes in the world of acting, so that is something that I want to share with the people that watch me. If you're new to my channel, you're here on my fourth fresh start. Hopefully we stay consistent. We will stay consistent. I'm going to speak it into existence that I will stay consistent with this channel. Now, if you're, you already know me and you've already been a fan of my channel, this is not a one-off. I promise I will be starting to post videos more consistently. I'm trying to be in the content creator era, my actor content creator era. That being said, the video, if you haven't seen the title of the video, I am going to be talking about my experience as a background actor. Now, I want to give context because this summer we saw that the WGA, if you don't know what that is, that's the Writers Guild Association, I believe. That's basically the union for writers in the entertainment industry in this country. They went on strike demanding a whole bunch of better things for themselves that they obviously should have demanded. And maybe a week or so ago, the strike finally ended. Whoop, whoop. But now, SAG-AFTRA, that's basically the union that's for actors, pretty much. It's longer than that, but basically that's the union that most actors in this country are in, SAG-AFTRA. They are currently on strike. So a couple of things that should have been filming have halted to a finish. I mean, not to a finish, but to a stop with the strike and everything, because the actors, oh my God, excuse me, the actors in that union cannot work on anything part of the AMPTP, and that's basically just this coalition of different production companies, the big ones, Netflix, Apple, Amazon, Paramount, all of the big ones that you see. Basically, they're negotiating with SAG. With that being said, I want to balance my channel on the line. Like, I want to, make sure that I'm not doing anything that would be kind of like struck. I don't want to promote anything that's like struck right now, to be honest. It's going to be less about promoting things and just more about like talking about things. I am not in the union. I am a non-union actor, but you got to have solidarity with those in the union because they're fighting for actors like me who have yet to be in the union. I think it's good to talk about because that is one of the things that SAG-AFTRA is asking for, is a lot of like better things for background actors. There's a couple of different things. If I find them, I think I have some of the demands, then I'll put them somewhere on the screen. But yeah, so I just want to kind of put my 2 cents in and talk about how my experience was and put that in the context of those who are trying to make it better for me. So yeah, let's get into it. So I don't remember how it exactly came about, but I do know that I had kind of like blocked my blessings when it happened. So in 2022, last year, in about October, like end of October, beginning of November, I had got an email from one of the people who does casting for extras on certain places in the DMV. This was when I was living in Maryland. They basically was like, we see that you're in our casting database and we want to know if you are available these dates for background or to be an extra on the show Swagger. Me personally, I did not know what Swagger was, like, at all. I didn't know the show because the problem is that Apple TV, they don't promote anything. Like, they're horrible when it comes to promoting the things that they do, which is so crazy because they actually have some good, like, some top tier stuff on there. The Crowded Room with Tom Holland, Defending Jacob with Chris Evans, and Blackbird with Taron Egerton, however you say his last name. Those are all really good. But anyways, that's not the point. I don't like going into situations not knowing what's going on, especially when it involves like a movie or a TV show. Like, when I heard of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, the FNAF movie coming out, guess what I did? I had already watched like some of my my favorite gamers play Security Breach on their YouTube channels. I had watched Markiplier, I watched Corey Kenshin, and I was like, okay, I don't really know what's going on. So I went on like a 2-3 hour YouTube video and I found like all the FNAF lore. I do not like going into situations not knowing what's going on. Like, I need all the information. Give me all the exposition. If you don't know what Swagger is, it was produced by Kevin Durant, and it's basically about this like boy. It's like a basketball type of show, like a sports type of drama show. The funny thing is, I had got an email literally like a week before that asking if I was available to be an extra. So really, I could have been in the show more than I actually was, but I messed that up for myself because I didn't check my email. It was beginning of November that they asked if I was available for. So of course I was like, Mala, like, this is a little opportunity for me. And she's like, okay, well, tell me you're available. I'm like, okay. And she's just like, we'll figure it out. I like that my mom, she just be like, accept and we'll just figure it out. Like, she always does that. Like, when we get an opportunity or something, it's always just, we'll figure it out. Just accept. Just accept. So yeah, I had accepted. I'm looking on my phone right now because the information was on here. Yeah. So obviously it's non-union because I am not in the union. So we do get like paid less and things like that. But it wasn't that bad. Like, the pay wasn't bad. Like, the base rate was like 100 something for 8 hours of work. And then like overtime you would get extra. And then also there was a COVID stipend that I noticed they are doing that now in productions from what I've seen on the 2 productions that I've been in. Ooh, like I am not an expert in the industry. Let me stop. But I've noticed that like productions, they do COVID stipends. So for this production, and I think the other one that I was in that I can't talk about because it's not done filming yet. I think it stopped filming. But yeah, so they offered a $30 COVID stipend. So on top of the $100-something for the 8 hours that I would be working, I would get like more for taking like a COVID test or whatever. And then they kind of started sending information. It was a little secretive though. It was like that, like, I don't know if this is like normal practice for the industry, but basically I didn't get sent like where I was supposed to go until like the day before. And I didn't get any information until I got a COVID test. So I had to go. They had like multiple like testing sites or whatever. So I just picked one, and then my mom drove me there. All I'm gonna say is I'm working on getting the license. That's all I can say right now. Took a COVID test, and basically they entered it into like this like health thingy or whatever. I don't know. And once it came back that it was clear that I was all good, that's when they sent me all the information for like where I'm supposed to be, my call time, and what I was supposed to wear. Since the show is out, I will talk about like everything that like, you know, like the scene and stuff that we were shooting. So they needed a lot of extras for this day because it was supposed to be like a big like championship game or whatever. And I believe the team that the main character is on is called Cedar Cove or something like that. It was November 1st. That was a Tuesday. So that Sunday I took a COVID test, and then that Monday, or no, I think earlier Monday I took a COVID test. It came back as negative, and then later in the day on Monday, that's when they like finally sent all the information. I believe my call time was 7 a.m. I remember it because I was up super, super, super early because we had to drive there. And oh my gosh, it was early. Like, I really do thank my mom for like really sticking with me on that one because, oh, she could have just said no. But yeah, so my call time was like 7 a.m. They sent me the place, and the place was somewhere in Virginia. Now, remember, I was living in Maryland at the time, and they're not like super far apart, but like it kind of like it's a bit of a drive. So I believe it was like a 2-ish hour drive or something like that. My call time, remember, 7 a.m. 7 a.m. I'll tell you what time we left the house. And then they sent me like just the basic information, like you're a fan in the stands, you're going for this team, so dress in these colors. They had like wardrobe had like kind of like basic t-shirts to kind of represent which team people were on and whatnot, but wardrobe really wanted you to like, you know, do it yourself. And then they sent me like instructions for like makeup and hair. I don't know how to do makeup. I know that like I found that people, like what I saw was that people were carrying around like little makeup bags and stuff. Like they do this, they're like true to it. I don't know how to do makeup, not even like basic makeup. And I thought my clear face would just, like my bare face would be okay. Like all I did was bring a little bit of mascara, a little bit of lip gloss, and that was pretty much it. Like that was pretty much it, to be honest, because I don't know how to do makeup. And then for like hair, they kind of said just do like natural hairstyles. So I had my hair in twist at the time. We're getting ready. I tell my mom where it's at, and I'm already anticipating. I'm like, oh God, she is not going to want to do this. Like, it was only like a 2-ish hour drive, but thinking about it, like I had to be there at 7 a.m. And they were a little bit more flexible with the time because there was a lot of people, but that's early. But my mom was just like, we just gonna all have to go to sleep early. And she had to bring my little brother too because nobody was gonna be at home to watch him. And he had to like miss school that day. I just felt really bad about it. All I had was a backpack. I didn't have like the little hanger bags to make sure that your clothes don't wrinkle, because I had brought like I had brought 2 other outfit choices. The wardrobe had said wear your best outfit and then bring 2 other wardrobe choices, and that was all I had. I didn't have pajamas, no nothing, because I was not expecting to stay there, you know, because 8 hours for me, that's like, if my call time is 7 a.m. and, you know, I'm working for an estimated 8 hours, that's like 15 o'clock, which is 3 o'clock, right? Yeah, that's only like 3 p.m. or whatever. Baby, no, it did not go for 3 hours. That like, and I think I was a little bit naive about the time. Yeah, it not even a little bit. I was naive about how long I was going to be working. It was a big scene. There were a lot of shots to get, a lot of angles to do, and there was a lot of us, and we also had to have like a break and lunch and things like that. So we get to the, so we, first of all, I'm like skipping ahead. Let me get it together. So I get all my stuff ready. I get it prepared. I go to sleep kind of early because, you know, I want to at least look like I at least got a little bit of sleep, you know? So I woke up at 3 something, I believe, 3 a.m. in the morning to get ready. I just slipped on my clothes, left my hair as is, put a little bit of mascara in, kind of brushed my eyebrows. I wish they were like a little bit thicker, but yeah. And put a little bit of lip gloss on, you know, and did, you know, wash my face, brush my teeth, all of that good stuff. So it was just so early. We left the house at 4 a.m. And I just felt so bad because I'm like, oh, if I had my own license, I would be able to just go by myself. But my mom is a real one. Like, she truly is a real one for driving me there. And that was actually what was crazy, I believe. That was the day, like that morning, I was scrolling on Twitter. It was probably like 5 in the morning. And that's when we found out that Takeoff had passed away. It was so crazy. It was so crazy. So we're driving there and we get lost. We don't know where to go until we start, you know, being smart and following the arrows. We had to ask a security guard where the like stadium was that we were filming. And they were like, what are they filming there? I'm trying to be secretive about it because I'm getting scared. I'm like, I can't let nobody know, you know? And my mom's all like, it's a show called Swagger. I'm like, Mama, come on, bro. Like, stop telling these random people. So we get there. She parks in the parking lot. And she's like, I don't really know what I'm, like, supposed to do. And I'm like, well, I'm supposed to be here for, like, around 8 hours. So, and she's like, I don't want to get a hotel because that wouldn't make, like, I don't want to get a room. Because that wouldn't make any sense because I'd only be here for the day. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. So she just stayed in the parking lot, which both of us would come to regret later on. But yeah, we're starting from the beginning. So I get there. It's about 7 o'clock. I got all my documents, you know, whatever. So I enter on in and I have to go through, I think I have to go to wardrobe really quickly. Yeah. I go to wardrobe, hair, makeup, and then I go get breakfast. And we're in there for probably until like 9 or 10 in the morning. So we were in there for like 2-3 hours just kind of sitting and waiting around or whatever. I met a few people, talked to a few people, you know, but I was shy. Not even shy, but, and not nervous, but more so just like really guarded and like I was keeping to myself because I just didn't see a reason to just start talking to everybody. You know, I was just like, I was a fish out of water. When I'm in like social situations where I don't really know what to do, I very much like go into myself. So I'm just sitting there, you know, kind of chatting. I kind of follow like a couple of people around just to see what they're doing. And, you know, I didn't know what to do. So I'm sitting, I'm eating breakfast, we're waiting. So then they call us out of the tent to line us up and like take our pictures and whatnot. And then we go back, I believe. Yeah. And then they call us out again. I think we were supposed to leave our stuff. I didn't, because I didn't have a whole bunch of stuff. All I had, like, I just had my Nike backpack with me. So I just tucked that, like, under the bleachers that we were sitting in. Because, yes, they had us sitting in bleachers the whole time. Back, booty, hurting. All on, like, 100. We get in there. It's like a big stadium, but there's a building beside it. And inside that is like a smaller like basketball like gym arena kind of thingy with bleachers set up. And they've already got all the props and stuff that are supposed to represent the school. So we go in, we sit, we have to have like our mask on, obviously. And basically like the PAs that were there were kind of just like, we'll tell y'all what to do. If we want y'all to make noise, you know, like. But other than that, just sit there, let us do our thing, and we'll tell you what to do. Like, it's all very, like, structured. Like, you're not sitting there not knowing what to do. They're always going to tell you what to do. We had started filming. You know, there was a couple of different scenes that we were filming. But, because it was all supposed to just be, like, this big game. this big like championship game. And they kind of had given us that context. They're like, this is the home team, that's the other team. Honestly, the day went by in a blur. I can't describe in like detail what the day consisted of. It was really just like, yeah, like we would either, yeah, woo, yeah. Some people were being kind of like extra, like they would be like trying to, like, it was the way people were acting. I was like, dang, like maybe I gotta step my game up, because the way some people were, it was like they would stand up and move in the way of where they thought the camera was. And my thing is that I've always just saw that as an extra, your job is not to be seen, but it's to create the atmosphere. Some people did not get the memo on that one. Like, they thought they were the stars. I was like, whoa, oh my gosh. Let's calm down. We might not even be in focus. And we weren't. We were not in focus at all. I barely caught a glimpse of myself. I'm going to put it here somewhere. But, yeah, so that was literally what the day consisted of. It'll be like, mask off, and it'll be like, cheer, or get sad, like look sad, you know, like something bad happened, or clap. And most of the time they were telling us to pantomime, which is basically just like making the movements with no sound. So they'd be like, clap, we'd be like, the entire time. Some people didn't know what pantomime means, so everyone's quiet and it's like, and that one person be like, wow, mess up the shot completely. So that is how it went on for a few hours. So we didn't get into the stadium till like 10 something. And then I don't think we went for a few hours. I can't really remember when exactly we stopped. So it was like there was bags from Crafts to get while we were there. And then after a few hours, they took us to lunch. I called my mom because she was still in the parking lot. And I'm like, go get you some food or something. I think she did, but you know, she had my little brother too, and he does not like being cooped up in the car. So it was definitely kind of becoming like a struggle. And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know when we leaving. I was just like, I don't know when we're leaving. And she's like, whatever, it's cool. Like, we'll just nap or something in the car. I'm like, oh man, that kind of sucks. Cause there was really nowhere to go for her. Cause there was no set time of when I was gonna be done. And it was like, she didn't want to just leave me there waiting for her. And you know, if we did happen to like wrap up early or something, I should have told her, girl, we are not gonna be done for a while. Because we weren't done for a while. So lunch was like, I think we got like 30 minutes. Yeah, I think we got like a 30-minute lunch. It turned into more of a like longer because it was just so many people. Came back outside, and we went back to the arena. And we just like grinded it out. Like, we just sat there the whole time on those bleachers for the rest of the day, just doing different shots. Like, it was a big sequence to shoot, and there was a lot of like stuff that they wanted to include in it. Long, very, very long. I was tired, very tired. That is until they started bringing people out. So, the show, again, if you haven't seen it, it has, I don't know how to say her name. I don't want to say it wrong. It's like Quvejene Wallace. And the people that know her. I didn't realize it at first, but she's the girl who played Annie back in 2014. Black Annie back in 2014. She's on the show. Also, I did not know that she was like a real basketball player, so that was pretty cool. And then there's a few other people that I know in the show, but like the biggest one for me, I think he's like the coach or something, is O'Shea Jackson Jr., which is Ice Cube's son. But Ice Cube's son, I don't like saying that. So I say his name, O'Shea Jackson Jr. He was in the show. Y'all, he fine. Like, in part, like, yeah, looking at him, we weren't close. Like, we were all on the bleachers while they were like down there. But y'all, he fine. I'll be the first to admit it. Like, I'm telling you, it was women like 30, 40 years old on the bleachers. Like, ooh, there go my man. I'm like, there go my man. What are you talking about? Like, everybody was going like insane over him. He walked out. He had a swagger to his step. I'm like, okay. So he came out and he was kind of like, you know, saying, you know, what's up to people, making jokes, things like that. Yeah, it was a really cool, like, it was cool. It was a real cool atmosphere. Like, it wasn't very tense. Like, we were just all doing our job. You know, they were laughing, playing, trying to get through the day or whatever. Went on for hours, bro. Like, it went on for hours. Once it hit like 7 o'clock, that was 12 hours right there. So I'm like, overtime. But we were nowhere near done. They like, then like when we started to finally like start getting to the end of it all, they were like moving different people to the other sides of bleachers, just kind of like switching out, trying to get certain shots and different angles and everything, until finally they had came and they were like, we got some like we have some edits to do, some reshoots, things like that. But that was actually like, that's a wrap on Swagger. That was actually the last thing that they filmed, was that scene in the show. So it was, baby, it was 10 o'clock. It was 10 o'clock by the time we was done. That is, first of all, if you're not like really good at math, I just do like, I base everything off of like my intervals of 12. So my call time was 7 a.m. By 7 p.m., that's 12 hours. We didn't get done until 10 p.m. That's 3 more hours. Guess how many hours that was? That was a 15-hour work day. Mind you, I had to wake up at 3 something. So at this point, from 3 a.m. to 10 p.m., that's 19 hours. That was a 19-hour day for me. I was exhausted. I wasn't even doing anything. I was just literally on the bleachers, cheering, clapping, looking sad, and I was exhausted. I had to pee. My legs was numb. Like, it was crazy. So finally, we're leaving out. I'm like, I had kind of like made friends with this girl there, and I was like, girl, I gotta pee. So we both go to the bathroom. We come out, and well, because we wanted to like try to either talk to the director, or we wanted to try to like talk to O'Shea. That didn't happen, unfortunately. We couldn't talk to any of the actors because they kind of just ushered us out. Like, a couple of people did, but they were kind of like, yeah, y'all can't do that. Y'all have to, like, we have to go. We all have to go now, which sucked. But yeah, so I finally got in the car. My mom was just like, I did not think that was going to take that long. I'm like, you and me both. It was a day. It was a day for all of us. So we actually had to end up going to a motel. We was just both in a rush to get out of there. Like, it was not the best area. We got up early. We was like, we gonna get home late so that we can, we can sleep it off or whatever, because you called off of work or I didn't have work or something like that. And that was that. All in all, the experience was like really eye-opening for me, because I'm not gonna say that it was low budget, but it definitely wasn't like a high budget, like blockbuster film or whatever. Like, I had to take a lot of things into account, because there were like union actors, like union background actors, and they like definitely got better things than us. They got better food than us. They were able to go into like different like little trailers to go sit down. We were in like this huge tent. So it definitely showed me like the difference between like non-union and union actors, and like even background actors. It was crazy. But it also just showed that, yes, there are some long days as a background actor. I looked at my pay stub. Mind you, I was supposed to get paid 100 something for 8 hours. I got paid 200 something. Even with taxes taken, I got paid like 200 something dollars that day for 15 and a half hours of work. Crazy. It was, wow. It was a good paycheck though. I needed it. I needed that money. It was a great experience, honestly. Like, everybody was really cool. And I don't know, I think also just because it was a diverse group, but it was mainly like, more minorities, more black people. So I was a bit more comfortable being around like my people, And it was actually completely different from my experience on the other show that I did background work for, which I'm not going to talk about because they're not done filming it, and I don't want to get in trouble for saying it, so I guess we gotta wait for that video. Honestly, even if you don't want to be an actor, doing background is a good way to make a quick little check. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. Yes, the hours are kind of long. You get like a guaranteed 8 hours though of filming, so that's all, like, that's a plus. And some people in the acting industry, like, some people have made it their career to do background work, which is solely like, it's needed in the entertainment industry. Like, background are pretty much the backbone of movies, TV shows. It's the atmosphere, you know? Background makes, you know, it makes things up. Because if you're in, like, you're supposed to be in this world or whatever, and there's nobody else around except the main actors, it just doesn't make sense because it's not reality, you know? Obviously, if you do want to be an actor, though, look at me like giving out advice like I'm somebody. Give me a minute, okay? I'm working on it. But yeah, but doing background work is an extremely good way to get your, like, dip your toes in the entertainment industry. If you want to act like lead roles, big time roles, most people start doing background stuff. Like, they do different background things, and they kind of just work their way up. They get more training, they start getting more roles and things, and they work their way up to eventually being like supporting cast, day players, stand-ins, things like that. Because it's kind of like, it's not like a hierarchy, but it's definitely like, in terms of importance, like, it's background, and then it'll be like a day player, so somebody that's there for like the whole day or something. And then there's like stand-ins. Stand-ins are pretty much just like almost like body doubles for like filming and things like that. And then there's like supporting people, and then there's like, you know, main cast characters, and like lead, then there's like lead, you know. If you want to get into the acting industry, first of all, do some research. Like, that's what I did. I have an account on Backstage because I see all the casting calls from there. Also, you can get on like Actors Access. I think it's more expensive though, to see casting calls in your area. But what I did while I was still living in Maryland, I went and I followed a bunch of different like background casting directors in the area, just in case there were like things that they needed background. But I also followed the casting directors for all the shows that I like the main, like the TV shows that I liked, because some people would do like open casting calls. And a big thing that I did, which started this whole thing, which gave me the opportunity in the first place to get on Swagger, was submitting myself for casting databases. I don't know if they see it or not, depending on how many people submit, but I got lucky on that one because they needed so many people. So I guess they just kind of just picked out like a whole bunch of different people that they wanted to do extras. I would say do that for sure, but also just research, like really research. Like, I'm gonna be honest, the things that I read about like acting and the industry itself has really helped me to gain like valuable information, like how to be in certain positions, how to do certain things. And also, you got to network and you make connections. People kept saying that to me, and I was kind of just like, I'm shy, you know? But really, you do have to like make sure that you're talking to people, because these are your peers. Like, pretty much all of these people around you probably want the same things as you do. And instead of like trying to be like me, you got to talk to as many people as you can and build a support system. That was my experience on Swagger. It was a very good experience. Hoping that I can have a lot more like good experiences like that. But also, I personally am not someone who wants to make a career in just doing background acting. I do want to eventually become part of the union and start like leading stuff myself. But you got a long way to go. I mean, like Cassie said, right? But I'm doing my thing. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and kind of talk about that in the midst of the strike, because I had a good experience. But one, I'm not part of a union. Two, the people fighting in the union for, you know, better work environments and better standards and better pay and everything, that'll trickle down to people like me who are still doing background or aren't non-union yet. So I thought it was important to kind of spread awareness to that and kind of spread awareness to how it all works. So yeah, I'm finally done talking. I tried to keep it short, but you know, I yap a lot. So that's that. If you enjoyed the video, comment, like, share, you know, subscribe, hit the bell or something like that if you want to know when I post. I think my next video is going to be on the fall of the House of Usher. I've been, you know, I watched it recently. It's one of my favorite shows now. Mike Flanagan is literally everything to me. But yeah, I'm going to have to take a moment to kind of get my thoughts ready about that one, to put all my notes down for that one, because I want to talk about it in a very informed way. But yeah, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, ooh, I don't care. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.